So first of all, I want to thank everybody for taking time out of their busy schedules to participate in this webinar. We've had a lot of very good feedback over the years. With the information this year, one thing we have found out, there's a lot of information. So usually people can't just watch it once. It ends up being something where they come back multiple times so that they can try to kind of piece together some of the things that they may have missed in their previous viewings. So definitely feel free to participate in future ones if there's additional information that you think you need to glean from it. And then the other thing is that if there are any questions that you have on an ongoing basis, please don't hesitate to give us a call. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jason Spengler. I'm the division manager here at Wagner for the Rapid RH, but more than that for the flooring division. So I'm also responsible for flooring in relationship to the line of wood hand meters that we have for testing moisture content in the finished wood product and the wood subfloors. My direct contact information is 800-634-9961, and it's extension 235. So like I say, if there are any questions that you have, either directly after this or anytime in the future, please keep that number and contact us, because we'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to be able to help you with any issues that you might have out there. So without any further ado, we'll get into the Q&A portion of this. If you have any additional questions that do come up during this process, please email them to us. If for some reason I'm not able to get to everybody's questions, I will respond directly via email after we get done with this. So the first question I have is from Steve, and it says, can you run down the Wi-Fi reader? And then is there a different probe for that system to work? So first thing, Steve, I'll send you a link that gives you probably a much better explanation than what I will in this short span of time that I'm going to talk about this. But the Rapid RH, it's actually a Bluetooth reader, not a Wi-Fi reader. But it communicates directly with a smart device. So whether you're talking an iPad, an Android Pad device, an Android phone, an iPhone, any type of smart, whether it's Android or Apple-driven, iOS, there is an app that works on those devices, and it works in conjunction with this Bluetooth reader. And the Bluetooth reader, in essence, is actually a small reader that works the same way that the normal smart reader works. Whereas you put it down inside the sensor that's in the concrete, the batteries that are in the reader energize the sensor in the concrete and say, hey, sensor, wake up, give me some information. And at that point, the sensor wakes up, transmits the information to the reader. On the normal reader, it just displays the reading on the LCD display. In the case of the smart reader, it actually at that point then transmits that information via Bluetooth to the device, and it will give you the relative humidity in the concrete, the temperature in the concrete. On top of that, the smart reader itself has an additional sensor on board the reader itself. And so every time you take a reading in the concrete, it also captures the reading in the ambient condition right above the hole. So it will transmit the ambient relative humidity and the ambient temperature right above the hole to the device or the application. It captures sensor serial number. It captures calibration date. Now, one app that we have is free. And what that app will do is it will allow you to use your device to get a reading, but once you take another reading, it erases the previous one. So the nice thing about, in that case, using that app is the fact, A, it's free, B, on a job site, especially new construction, especially bigger projects, light tends to be something there's little of. And so by having that device, you can actually increase the backlighting on the device. The other thing is that the device has bigger digits for you to be able to see. So overall, it makes the whole process easier to see. You're still going to have to handwrite the information on a piece of paper or take a screenshot of the reading that you get for each individual sensor. The other app that we have is called DataMaster. DataMaster right now is on sale for $10. It's on sale down from, basically it's on sale for $9.99 down from $99.99. And it will actually allow you to take and record information based on job specific stuff. So looking at the app in general, it looks fairly close to the same, but what it'll allow you to do is go in and put job name, job address, slab thickness, hole depth that you put the sensor at. It allows you to take pictures of the job. It allows you to take pictures of the blueprints. Pictures of the blueprints if you're using them. It allows you to put little drop points on those blueprints so that you can show where the tests were taken at. And so that every time you take a reading, the information pops up and you can store it to one of those specific drop points. So that before you even leave the job, you can do a couple swipes, email a formatted report that will include these very detailed areas where you set the tests. And you can email that to yourself, email it to your client, email it to somebody back at the office, whatever works for you. But it definitely helps a couple things. One is data integrity, because once you make those recordings, there's no way that you can manipulate the information. And it helps to facilitate expediting the readings to wherever they need to go. Theoretically, if you have signal, you could do it from the job site. So that's pretty much the rundown on that system. The second part of your question was, does it require a different probe? No, I mean, in essence, it's just a different way. It's just a different vehicle to be able to extract the information out of the concrete. And so the device that's in the concrete is exactly the same. It just is a different vehicle to get it from point A to point B. So if you have a current RapidRH 4.0 or RapidRH 5.0 system, this is a piece that you can actually just add to that system and go on about your business, just like you normally would. Nice thing about it is that realistically, the cost on the reader itself is $196. The cost on a standard smart reader is $120. And I always tell people that honestly, with as often as you travel and as valuable as time is, if you don't have a backup reader of some type when you go onto a job site, lack of a better term, is quite foolish, because you could waste a lot of time going out to a job, having a reader fail, and then having to try to track one down. So if you had, whether you're using the smart reader as your primary source and then the easy reader as your backup, or vice versa, it's definitely worth the money to have one of them as a backup. Another question that I get quite often relates to slab thickness. People always say, we hear you harp on the concept and look at the ASTM standard that says, 40% depth or 20% depth is the appropriate depth for the hole that you're going to place the sensor at. What it comes down to is that when you look at those depths, yes, they are very critical. The question always comes back, though, well, how do we know how thick the concrete is? Well, I mean, there's a few different ways. One, new construction, you have construction documents. Is it a perfect situation to be able to just go off construction documents exclusively? No, because there are some inconsistencies in workmanship. There's inconsistencies in the subgrade, so that when they pour the concrete, you could have some, the job could be specified at 6 inches, and you could have 5 inches on one spot and 6 inches on another spot, just because of some of the inconsistencies below it. Does it happen all the time? No, but construction documents is one. On rehab work, there's a lot of times where they have to do trenching to adjust plumbing to put in a bathroom or to move a bathroom. If you can be in there early and be able to see the trench while it's open, to be able to gauge what the thickness is. All else fails, you have a situation where they do have devices out there that are electronic, that can work on the surface of the concrete, and they work off of what they call echo impact principle. And they will send a signal through the concrete, and they will bounce back and give you a very good approximation of the overall thickness. I can't quote specifically on it, but I want to say it's within a quarter or a half an inch of being accurate on that. So it's not perfect, but it's definitely better than just rolling the dice. Downside to it is, last time I checked, that device is about $2,500, and so for most people that's not realistic, because they don't do enough moisture testing to justify that. So then it leads you to the other side of what people will do. You'll see people that will take smaller diameter drill bits. They'll drill in a couple of strategic areas on the job. They'll drill all the way through the concrete. They'll take a piece of pliable wire. They'll make a J-hook out of it, a little bit wider than what the diameter of the hole is, so that when you push it down in the hole, it compresses it. Push it all the way down. When it gets to the bottom, it'll spring out. You can pull it up so it has something that grabs onto. Take a Sharpie, mark it across the top of the surface of the concrete, and as you pull it out, you'll be able to see where the radius of the bottom was at, or the J was at, and compare that to where your Sharpie mark is. Again, it gives you a very good approximation. Doing it in a couple spots, not turning the slab into Swiss cheese, because obviously you don't want to penetrate the vapor retarder that much. But doing it in a couple spots gives you the idea of where things are at, where the consistency's at, and you know, it allows you to realize there to document that you've done your due diligence. Second question, another question that I have is, can you talk about the new adaptation for the drill that allows you to vacuum the hole after drilling? All right, Steve, I think you're talking about, it's not an adapter. It's basically a drill bit that is a hollow drill bit. And in essence, it has the entire from in the hole up to the top of the shank where it goes into the STS hammer drill is hollow, and then out the side is an adapter that is rubber that you plug your shop vac into, so that as you're drilling, the collar where that rubber spout that comes out that's hooked into your shop vac is at, it'll stay stationary, and the drill will drill into the concrete. As it's drilling, as long as you have power obviously going to your shop vac and your hammer drill at the same time, it extracts the pulverized concrete out of it. We really have it more or less as a service to our customers, so that they can do one-stop shopping. It's not something that's really a profit maker for us. But we know that there's a lot of stuff out there that's changed in silica regulations and drilling, that it's a beneficial product to have. Great thing about it is it's manufactured by Hilti, very, very reputable company. The product is actually made for drilling anchors into the side of walls, is what its intended uses for. So when you look at that, it's meant to do, say 11-inch holes. And you can get quite a few holes even at 11 inches. I can tell you that I have people that have given me feedback on it, and they have holes, or they've drilled in excess of 300 holes with this drill bit. Now, it's expensive, $140, but if you can get 300 plus holes out of it, your per hole cost on it is actually not very bad compared to any of the other drills. I mean, if you can get 50 to 75 holes out of a normal drill bit, at $60, you're saving money by buying the Hilti drill bit. Plus, again, with the new silica changes going into effect, it's something that's going to help with that also. One of the reasons why the Hilti drill bit's so good is because it doesn't have any fluting on the sides or on the shank of the drill bit, to where it actually pulverizes, or to where it's actually trying to pull the concrete out of the hole. You also get a much, much, much better hole out of it, because it's not having to pull that concrete out and re-pulverizing it as it's going, or pulling it out of the hole. So I mean, overall, it cuts smooth, it lasts a long time, it extracts, so it's a one-step thing where you don't have to drill, stop, vacuum, wire brush, the whole 9 yards. It really does pay for itself. So anyway, that's a Hilti drill bit. You can get it on our website, or you can actually get it on if you have a local Hilti distributor, or on their website. All right, well, it doesn't look like I have any other questions. Again, my name's Jason Spangler. My direct contact information is 800-634-9961, and my extension is 235. If there's anything that we can do for you guys now or in the future, please don't hesitate to give us a call. Thanks, and have a great day.